I want to talk to you about the most important element for successful hitting. And this element is the timing of the eyes. More specifically, timing the position of the eyes to where you are about to see the ball. Allow me to explain why this is the most important topic to successful hitting. Do you know what the process of elimination is? The process of elimination is a logical method for narrowing down a list of options by systematically removing the ones that are unlikely or incorrect. It's often used in problem-solving, decision-making, and deduction process. Do you know what deductive reasoning is? Deductive reasoning is a psychological process that people use to make decisions and solve problems. It is a cognitive function, meaning it's a conscious intellectual activity like thinking and understanding. In deductive reasoning, you use general ideas or premises to come to a specific conclusion. With almost 33 years of hitting research, let's plug these two definitions in describing what we learn in the hitting laboratory. In the hitting laboratory, we're posed with this question: if there is one element that needs to be emphasized while training that's going to produce maximum results, what is that element? And again, with an abundance of research, timing the eyes to where you're about to see the ball is the most important element for productive, successful hitting. You see, when you are extensively studying this question, what is the most important element to hitting, you go through an array of possibilities. For example, if you think it's your swing mechanics, if you think namely, okay, if I get my hips turned through the ball, or if you think if I don't bar my lead arm, or if I properly hit off my back leg, or if I keep my head still and I keep balanced, and the swing mechanic list can go on and on. And when you accurately test these hitting elements, what does that mean, accurately test that? That means you have a live pitcher thrown with a real pitching delivery that's going to copy the kind of delivery the hitter is required to process in a real game. Now we have accurate testing. Testing theories off a batting tee. Testing theories off a coach underhand tossing or soft tossing. Testing these elements when a coach stands 25, 30 feet away and walks up and throws in a casual pitching delivery that does not mimic the visual demands that are placed on the batter, then your testing is in error. You have false results. And in my decades of research, I stood approximately 50 feet away from batters, and I would incorporate a real pitching delivery, the kind that they will see in real games. Now, when you test under the constraints I just mentioned, you'll get a more accurate reading if you think the element is the element that's going to make the hitter successful. Early in my research, I was like everybody else. I would examine and research swing mechanics. So this is how the process of elimination works. When you test swing mechanics under game-like constraints, you collect data on this hitting element, this hitting idea that you have. And you notice that some of the outcomes are outstanding and some of the outcomes are very poor. So immediately you have to draw the conclusion, hey, this person's hitting off their back leg and 40% of the time they hit good, but 60% of the time they're not. So they have to eliminate the most important element is the back leg. Is a factor into it? Yes, but there's something bigger than the back leg. And so on, you continue testing different hitting elements under these constraints. And you find, hey, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. Then you got to realize, hey, this isn't the main element. And with decades of diligent research, I've come to the conclusion that when you time your eyes coming off the pitcher to the right place at the right time, you'll have outstanding hitting results. Why is this element the most important? Why does it work that way? Well, it's because simple deductive reasoning helps us to understand this narrative. Here's your deductive reasoning. You're a batter. You're standing at home plate. You have a bat in your hands. You don't know where to swing the bat yet until you see the ball. The brain controls all functions of the body. The brain uses an instrument called the eyes to help it locate the ball and information about the ball. When the eyes capture the image of the ball and relay it back to the brain therefore processes the information about this moving object. And the information the brain has to process rapidly and quickly is what rate of speed is the ball moving at and what space is the ball moving into. Poor hitters, they have a hard time in collecting the information about the ball and they process slowly. The best best hitters, they have a real technique, a real pattern of how they collect the data about the ball and how they process it. They process the information rapidly and quickly at every level of baseball. Major League Baseball, minor league baseball, college baseball, high school baseball, junior high baseball, and youth level baseball. This is the element that defines the level that you will play at. This is the element that's going to determine and define how much you'll get paid to play professional baseball if you're a hitter. Look, if you are already a high-level hitter, this is the element you need to master. Go ask any good hitter in the minor leagues. Did you dominate the baseball level you played at before the minor leagues? And they'll tell you yes. Now, in the minor leagues, there's better pitching. And every day you show up to play a game in the minor leagues, you have to be prepared to face dominating pitchers. Even more dominating than the level you previously played at. You got the same bat speed you had at the previous level, you had the same eyesight you had at the previous level, you had the same swing mechanics you had at the previous level. So what's the problem? The problem is you're having a harder time collecting this data about the ball, and even a bigger problem of processing the data. It was easier to process information at the lower level you just came from. Remember, you have the same bat speed now as you did in the lower level you just came from. Here's the issue. You don't think as fast as the elite hitters do while they're passing you by. I'm Dave Kirilloff with thelanguageofhitting.com and with the Kirilloff Baseball School in Anna, Texas. I strongly recommend you sign up to get our online hitting program and change your baseball destiny. Invite me to come to your hometown to work directly with your son or daughter or even your team, or come visit us at our home facility in Anna, Texas. Let's lock arms together and help your son, your daughter, or your team to be the best players they can be while they're still young.